There are countless people out there working in a wide range of professions who are very bright and very capable, but don't seem to get ahead. And I think one of the reasons they don't is because they lack a very specific skill, and one that I think is key in kind of moving ahead in any type of profession, and that's the ability to network. What is networking, and exactly what does that mean? It starts really with a few things, and Joseph Feldman recently wrote an article on our site which really delves deeply into the specifics of it. The first is really to know your surroundings. I think a lot of people kind of walk into a wide range of situations, whether it's a party or an office meeting, and don't really have that barometer to kind of read the room and know exactly what they're walking into. That's a skill, and that's one that you can hone. If you don't have that, it's definitely something that's going to start to put other people off because their interpretation of that or their reaction to that is to be a little bit put off by your demeanor. One of the things to be mindful of all these different situations you walk in is sometimes you're going to walk into ones that are uncomfortable. We don't control what we walk into. There's a lot of other people that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, so occasionally we may find ourselves walking into a situation that makes us uncomfortable. It's out of our usual kind of comfort zone. And you have to kind of step out beyond that zone, and how you handle that is a real indication of your ability to network. Some people kind of get met with something they're not used to, and their reaction is to kind of close up, stand off in the corner, and not really engage the other people. That's definitely something you want to work on if you want to be able to kind of network your way socially and professionally. You need to kind of overcome that and see how you can kind of tackle those awkward moments and power through. Now, breaking that down even more specifically is your own ability to kind of discern these situations and understand that not every situation you walk into is different. But taking that more to a professional level and getting even more specific is if you're in a different industry than someone else, if you're meeting people who are a client who are in a completely different walk of life than what you might be in your job, you need to be mindful of that. If you're a big salesman that's coming down from New York to meet some manufacturing plant in the middle of the US, you want to make sure your tone matches the environment you're walking into. You want to network with these people on your level. Forget where you're from for a moment and actually think about where you are and what you're walking into. That's a key element not just in sales and not just in career networking, but in life. Not every party you get invited to, not every dinner you get invited to, are you dealing with people you're necessarily comfortable dealing with. These are people that are coming from all different walks of life, and you want to take a moment to see where they're coming from, and that's going to help your interaction with them. Another key element, and it's really pretty basic, is you want to know how not to piss people off. I think it's really kind of the summary of a few of the other tips we're talking about here. You want to make sure that when you're walking into any number of these environments that, again, you're mindful of other people's moods and perceptions of you, and try and take a step back if you find you're ruffling any feathers. That's a pretty important skill. Some people are very confident, and it doesn't matter how confident you are, that confidence can make you blind to how other people are perceiving of your own behavior. It doesn't matter how charming everyone finds you back home. In that situation, make sure you're taking note of how people are reacting to what you're putting out there. You know, in this day and age, there are so many ways to network, whether it's in person or whether it's online. There's a lot of tools that are available to us, whether it's Facebook or Twitter, email, all the different social networking sites and all those different tools make it so easy to network that you can kind of do that almost facelessly from behind your computer, which is a great way to kind of build that foundation before you walk into a situation on the professional level. And even on the social level, again, if you're networking with people and creating a persona for yourself on Facebook or on Twitter, there is kind of the chance that you've created some preconceived notion of yourself before you walk in the room, and there's already kind of some groundwork laid for you, and you should make use of these tools. One of the final notes I want to end on is actually a direct quote from Joseph Feldman, where he really talks about how being successful does depend on people's opinions of you. Proper networking and having good networking skills is the perfect way to make sure you're laying a good foundation for people's opinions of you.